Intense debate tonight about the future of a South Florida CEO who allowed a convicted sex offender to work at a place where children play. We first told you about this story last week. CBS 4's Carey is live at the Pride Center in Wilton Manors with an update. Carey.
That's right, Lauren. Several members of the community came to the Pride Center today in Wilton Manors, hoping to hear what the board of directors was going to do about CEO Robert Boo. As you mentioned, Boo told us last week that he knew a convicted sexual predator worked for years at the center as a janitor. But tonight, those community members learned that the board decided to hold their meeting in private.
Jim Walker.
Denise Spivak.
The board of directors at the Pride Center in Wilton Manors gathered for a meeting Wednesday.
The motion passes.
Seconds after roll call, they decided to kick out the public and the media so they could discuss the future of Pride Center CEO Robert Boo. Last week, Boo admitted that he knew for years that part-time janitor Clarence Collins was a convicted sexual predator. Yet even after a new park was built for the community's kids, he kept Collins on the payroll.
Had I known the information that I know now, absolutely I would have made a different decision.
Boo said he didn't realize the extent of Collins' crimes, raping an 11-year-old and threatening her if she told. Collins no longer works at the center and was subsequently arrested, accused of lying about where he was living. Some in the community want to see Robert Boo resign or be fired.
You know, the fact is he knew he was a sexual predator. He was at a number of events where children were present. He worked around a playground.
Others are also concerned by what they call a lack of transparency from the board.
This is like the Catholic Church. This is like USA Gymnastics. Cover it up, circle the wagons, move on. We did no wrong. It's wrong.
A member of the board read a statement after the meeting but refused to answer questions. She said they decided not to fire Robert Boo.
Following the vote, the board unanimously voted to censure Robert Boo and that formal disciplinary action be taken.
The board is expected to determine Boo's discipline at another private meeting next week. But for some, that's not enough.
When they turn a blind eye to a sexual predator, we have a problem.
And that parent told me that he considers what the board did a slap on the wrist. He and others are not pleased. That parent said he plans to take to social media as well as contacting the corporate sponsors of the Pride Center to make them aware of what's happening in hopes of putting some pressure on the board. Live in Wilton Manors, Carey, CBS 4 News Tonight.